All right, guys, what is going on? What is Gucci? What up, man? What is good, everyone? Feeling good, man. Feeling pretty good. I'll get into that in just a minute. Fairly bearish on the Dow Jones, just so you know. Want to get that out of the way early so I can say I told you so later on. That's totally not why. But that's at least my idea for today. I could be wrong, but I have my reasons. I do have my reasons, chat. Let me know if you disagree. You are allowed to do that. You are allowed to disagree, chat. Anyway, what is good? Felix, Nikki, Natasha, Edgar, Monkey, James, welcome to the community. I see that you are new here, just like Natasha. Welcome. What's good? Flacco, Shay, Dave, Jordan D, 2020, Alex C, G, Naruto. Everybody's coming in. Coming in. What's good, Lee Bright? Did you guys watch or listen to the interview that, or the, I guess, conversation that Lee Bright and I had? Put that out the other day. That's available to you. Jordan D had some coffee, feeling some type of way. Very nice. Very nice. What's good, Zay, Sean? It's a great combo. Yeah, I think so. I think so. We might have more in the future. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see. So the Dow Jones, okay. Obviously, a minute or two ago, I said I'd like to see downside, but let me give you where this could be wrong. Okay. Do you remember? Yes, you do. I know you do. You remember everything. You definitely remember everything. So Friday, we were bearish for the indices, right? We were bearish on SPY, weren't we? We talked about some equal or low resistant lows, right? For SPY, that was at 50 or 533.93. For ES, that was 53.55. Wasn't it? Right there. We got that at like 110, 115. So like right after the session ended, right? So that was pretty fun. The not DJI but DIA, a different ETF for the Dow Jones, I had pointed out 387.89 as triple lows, which we did not get on Friday, but we did get today at the open. So that was kind of interesting. I wanted to see that on Friday. Obviously, I got the timing wrong. It would have been cool if we got that Friday, but we ended up getting that today at the open. So that's, I don't know. It just is what it is, I guess. But you guys at least watch the things that we look for? I would hope. What's good, MJ, Maximiliano, Eberneth? All right, we got about 40 people on here. Very nice, very nice. So yeah, SPY had hit our target intraday. ES, right, same thing. And then Dow, it took the weekend for this ETF to get down there. So there's that. All right. But yeah, so for today, again, in case you came in late and did not hear me say this already, I'm fairly bearish on the Dow. Now, given what I just showed you with those triple lows, you know, that liquidity that's there, that's been met. So what would I rely on in order for us to continue lower? And really the only thing going is micro Dow Jones equal lows at 38,720 or 719. And on an intraday internal range liquidity, the way that I view it as actual liquidity, okay, 38,749 is equal or low resistant lows for YM. So if we're going to take that, we might as well take 38,700. So that's kind of what my eyes are set on. So there is a premium 5-minute imbalance up here that was met beautifully right in the last 5 minutes of the 10 o'clock hour. So that's always nice. You know, seeing the market trade into something like right before lunch, that's usually not what you want to see, but we did get that today. So what do you think this, what do you think we're in the middle of right now? What are we in the middle of besides the range, obviously, but think of your trading models. What trading model are we utilizing for this particular idea? And then also Friday's low, 38,716. So that's why I said 38,700. That's just the next available whole number below Friday's low is down there. So that seems pretty likely to me. Omar, we're out of lunch, my friend. The way that I look at it. Lunch ended 9 minutes ago. In the way that I look at it. I always have to preface that because sometimes people look at lunch differently, or the AM session differently, or the PM session differently. So some people think that lunch start or that the PM session starts at 12:30 in another 20 minutes. Well, if that's the case, you've already, you know, missed out. What's good, Hadar? And Hermita and Toby. So Flacco, C-Trees, and Alex said the second stage or the second leg, however, whatever verbiage you want to use. And yeah, I would agree. I would agree. So if we view the macro, like if we just zoom out a little bit, Sunday's high, yeah, it's pretty much here. So we swept that this morning, right? A little bit after the, like 35 minutes after our equities open. We actually leave behind a beautiful fractal here too. Not to mention that Dow is also the weakest index today. You can see ES is green a little bit. Nasdaq is green 0.3%, and Dow Jones is red. So if you didn't get the weakness based on the numbers, that's fine. Go look at Nasdaq. It is much higher than its current low of the day. ES, similar story. It's way closer to the high of the day than it is the low of the day. And then you see the Dookie Dow not. Okay. So yeah, very, very heavy weakness on the side of Dow Jones. If you go look at the stocks, right, specifically for the Dow, we usually don't do this, but you know, why not? If we're going to do it, we're going to do it. If you look at the list, right, and actually I haven't updated this list in a long time. It might even be wrong, but anyway, if at least this list, most all of them are red, right? So Pfizer, Verizon, Visa, Verizon, Amgen, McDonald's, so on and so forth. A lot of red today. There's only a little bit of green, and then Walmart is leading. Walmart. Ugh. So that just, you can see it in the, not just the index futures itself or even like the ETF for itself, but you can see it like in the actual stocks as well. A lot of people trade Dow and can't even name 3 stocks within the Dow Jones. So, there's that. All right. So all roads, all signs point to lower pricing. All right. So that is, to me, how I can frame high probability setups, high probability trade ideas, high probability directional bias. Okay. I came out the gates of the stream. Immediately, one of the first things I said is I want lower Dow. So we've already done all the analysis before the stream, right? I wouldn't do analysis on stream. You could, I guess, but why would you wait that long? Was good, Grauberg. So should we see large down candles and maybe small up candles? That's what I would expect. All right. Let me see. Outside of that, oh, that's what I was getting ready to do. I totally forgot. So the liquidity up here, right? From Sunday's high, all right? So beautiful fractal, by the way. It's not like a 3-bar pattern, but you can just see what I'm talking about, right? The high in the middle and then the high to the left and the high to the right. That's just a very clean fractal at a level of liquidity. Beautiful. We drop down, right? So that drop down here, that's leg 1, right? So I'm just gonna highlight this. We'll make it red. All right. So that is your first leg. Actually, we'll do it to the lowest low right there. All right. First leg. And then your retracement back into a premium. And then, that something like that should be the second leg. Okay. Now it shouldn't take until the close of the equities to do that. If we are bearish, if this is our weak index and this is our second leg, this should immediately and expeditiously go lower. So if you ever get into options and if you're looking for volatility, I would expect volatility now. So either I'm wrong or we're gonna dump. Know what I'm saying? What's good, Big James? I think that's everybody. All right, so I did say this on my Facebook a bit earlier, and I'll ask you guys as well. What are the 4 ways that the market moves? The market moves from what to what? There's like 4 predominant ways. What up, Stephanie? What are the 4 predominant ways? By the way, sidebar, if the other indices do trade lower, I have no idea what they want to reach for. Like, I really don't know. I don't know. Like, in all seriousness, I don't see really like any lows or anything like that. So it's hard for me to determine like what that would be. So Nasdaq has an imbalance there, 19,060, maybe 19,050. S&P, same thing, 57. So after that, beyond that, I have no clue. Couldn't tell you. Liquidity to liquidity, that is one. Yep. Imbalance to imbalance, that is another one. Imbalance to liquidity, that is one, so that's three. And then liquidity to imbalance, says Toby. Yeah, that is the fourth. That is the fourth. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll pin Naruto's comment. I think I pinned Naruto's comment last time I asked this too. Naruto always gives like a really good answer. I have a full, complete answer at least. So I'll pin that. So in case you guys want to write that down or whatever, you can do that. So how can we view that here? Well, what is our current high of the day? The run on liquidity. What's our target? An opposing run on liquidity. What's in between that? We have an imbalance here too. So if we're going to trade from liquidity to liquidity, great. You could short above that high. Obviously, that's hindsight. I wasn't streaming at 9, in front of you saying you could do that. I didn't even do that. Imbalance here, right? Imbalance to liquidity. That could be something. I don't really... I guess you have small time frame highs here. That did get swept, so that could be another liquidity to liquidity idea, shorting above small time frame highs. It's right at the beginning of the session. I probably wouldn't do that personally. And then yeah, I don't even know if there's an imbalance down here either on the higher time frame. I didn't look, but different ideas. Okay. Liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. Easy enough? Is it easy enough, chat? Here, I'll tell you one thing too I was looking at. As I'm watching the Dow, right? As we trade in here, 1050, 1055. As I'm watching this, okay? I'm looking at the other indices at the same time. 1055, 11. And it was hard for me to say with any confidence at all that this was going to be our high of the day. Because I was trying to see like what formation do we have up here? Trying to see if one of them would go higher, like say Nasdaq makes a higher high and then S&P makes a lower high. That I would trust. And I don't think we have that. They pretty much all make the same highs here. I mean, both is in the Nasdaq and S&P is what I meant. So is this our high of the day? I don't know. It might be, it might not be. So yeah, that's where I'm at, chat. You guys got any questions? Do you have any questions? Matter of fact, let me look at the... God, this looks horrible. We like gaps so much too. If we trade above this high here, I would be interested to see, number one, if we get a reaction or not. Because if we trade above this high and then just drift higher, I might be wrong. I might be wrong, chat. because I wouldn't want to see that. If I was short from here, I would not want to see that, especially given what I've already outlined. So we'll have to see how it goes. The XY to take intraday lows, maybe. Well, let me see. If the dollar does trade lower, that might be counter idea for the indices too. Meaning, like, if dollar trades lower, that might help push the indices higher. So I could be wrong in that regard too. Let's take a look. Yeah, this is an interesting place to be for the dollar. I think I had said that on Friday, late into the session, how we left behind low resistant lows on a 1 hour. That can be seen on the daily too. And then we have April's low that's open as well. So where we are now, it's in the middle of this range. So we have these low resistant highs at 106.50. We've had that since we created them up here. And then if we use this low, we're pretty much in the middle. See that? We're pretty much right at the middle. So either this is going to be a run to go lower, or I don't know. It's hard to say. Because I think based on what we have, I can justify it either way. So who knows? This might even be, like, say, if that is the stop run, we trade lower, retracement, that could be like a second leg opportunity to go lower below those lows. I could see that. But I think we would need to see the evidence first. I wouldn't just outright short the dollar or like long any of the foreign currencies just based on that by itself. It is a premium level of liquidity, but I just think it's a little bit lower probability. I mean, there's always going to be risk on the table. If you're willing to risk it, I don't see why not. I'm not willing to risk that, however. So consolidation here. We trade below it, get the buy stop or the sell stops in, and then reverse it higher to clear out, right? So get the buy stops in, clear out shorts, drop it lower, don't take the low. We retrace, we get all the way up into this imbalance, and we spend a lot of time there. Now we go lower, I guess. So you're probably right. But yeah, kind of a, looks like a big old W, which a lot of people probably did not take a W on a formation like that. They probably took an L in the W formation. You feel me? So anyway, Swiss franc, equal highs today. Was there an entry in that imbalance and a high probability trade on Swiss franc? On what time frame? Ugh, this looks horrible too. Good old Swissy. Slightly higher high there. Not by much, but I don't make the rules. Yeah, this doesn't look good. I think when dollar was trading into that imbalance here, that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm trying to see what time that was, like 8:30. Oh shit, that's not even there. 8:30 is like here. And then we have trend line liquidity there. We sweep that. Now it's just trading lower. I don't know. This doesn't look good. I couldn't even tell you the last time I took a trade on Swiss franc. It's been a long time. I think I took a trade last year on it. Possibly. It's not even a large range either. This is all of like 30 pips. This is... No, I'm not digging that, dude. Not digging that. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess in hindsight, what's the play here? Equal highs. We drop down. Goes into a premium and then back into a discount, but like what's the long here to go up there? Like what is the long? Especially if dollar index is going to trade lower. USD Swiss franc is probably not going to go higher. So this might trade lower. Especially if you look at the bodies here too. You might not look at it this way, and that's okay. I'm here to teach, all right? High, low, higher high, bodies. We trade lower, and then we trade back up, and then this would be a mitigation. I'd have to go look at the closes, but that would be a mitigation above some trend line liquidity. You see that? Now this is hindsight. You asked about Swiss franc. I'm looking at it. This is just what I see. Okay. And then this is what I meant by those bodies here. That lack of wick right here too. Right there. Oh, it didn't even tag that. Oh well. So yeah, doesn't really have equal highs. That's slightly higher, and then the bodies as well actually tell a different story. The bodies show you more of a mitigation. So hopefully that helps you, but you gotta learn from your mistakes, you know. You got to learn from your mistakes. Let's go give a update really quick on Nasdaq. Oh, there's the imbalance on the 15-minute time frame. There's that. Not that there's anything to do there. That already met. And then what the fuck, Dow Jones? What is that? What is that, chat? What is that? We have a lower Nasdaq, our strongest index today, and then Dow doesn't do anything. What type of scam, dude? What type of scam is this, chat? Outright fucking straight up market rig. Market's rigged, dude. It's all rigged. I don't even know what to make of that. CPI tomorrow should see more dollar rippage. CPI tomorrow? Oh, it is tomorrow. That is true. Let me see. We have claimant count change. I've never even heard of that, whatever that is, for British pound. And then GDP on Wednesday. Yeah, so Wednesday has CPI for dollar, and then FOMC Fed funds rate in the afternoon at 2 p.m. EST, and then the press conference at 1:30, 12:30 p.m. EST, and then Wednesday. Fuck, man, let me just show you. I'm gonna bother telling it to you. I can just show it to you. Right, Wednesday in the morning, dollar CPI, and then in the afternoon, FOM or Fed funds rate FOMC statement, and then that press conference 30 minutes after that. Wednesday PM is gonna be a wild ride. And then in the evening time, Australian dollar has employment change, employment rate, and then PPI on Thursday. Wednesday and Thursday is going to be shake and bake. That is going to be a shake and bake, my friends. Action is coming with that. Got left open on my limit order on that mitigation to the equal lows. On what, Edgar? For Swiss franc or Nasdaq? We got to be specific, guys. Remember, because I'm going all over the place. Every time I got wrecked with Dow, so I'm shorting NQ, even if it's stronger. Dave, that is hilarious. That is absolutely diabolical. You know what I do find interesting here? I find this interesting. So what I mean is I'm looking at the high of the day, right? Right here. And I see that that's our high of the day. But I'm looking at the bodies though. Right? Body, body, body. And that in itself is that 1, 2, 3 formation. That's kind of interesting. I want to say weird, but I wouldn't count that as weird. But that is interesting though. Right? There's your formation. The 1, 2, 3, the drop down, the retracement, and the full send lower. Now, if we look at that on a 1 minute time frame, I don't know what the play there would have been, because that was all during lunch anyway. I don't know. That's just interesting. Very, very interesting. And then with ES, what is this? Bodies the same, wicks higher. And then what is this? No wick, no wick. What am I supposed to do with that? That's why I said earlier, this might be our high of the day, but it might not be. I don't know. Leon's in ES shorts. Where are you short from? Oh, Dow, what the fuck? So we have lower ES, definitely a lower Nasdaq, and then a higher Dow. This might get ran. And if the other indices don't show any strength, then we might get our run lower. Because we breezed right through this up candle, and there's nothing in here either. On a 5 or a 15-minute, nothing in here that I would look for shorts on. So that high is probably going to get taken. And again, as I mentioned earlier, if that happens, I want to see how we react from there. Because if we just run up and then slam off of that, that's going to be a stop run. And then we'd probably rip. Nasdaq on a 5-minute coming off of an imbalance from Friday. That doesn't surprise me. But still, that doesn't mean that's going to be our high of the day, though. Because that rip ass that we saw last week on the session, right? That was all called in advance. You remember that, right? That I put that in my recent reel and my recent YouTube short. We talked about how NFP's high could be taken, and that would be our third higher high for Nasdaq. And then I forgot what was in there. I think it was a gap or something, and then that was on ES2. And then I think ES had triple highs, and I was like, oh, that's weird that we did that. But yeah, that was beautiful. If you were there Friday, if you missed it, well, that's your fault. But yeah, same shit. The 1, 2, 3 drop down, retracement, full send lower. That was nasty. But anyway, to my point being, we traded all the way back up to clear any inefficient price action in here. And so this higher one up here, I believe, is what Toby is referring to. Right there. Might be our high of the day. You might be right, my friend. All right. So again, so we got like 20 minutes left for the hour. All right. So again, what I'm looking for is what we do at this high. Either we reject from it, and this is just trying to get the buy stops in to rip lower, or if this drifts higher and we make a new high today, that's possible too. I think if it was me, I might just sit out for the rest of today and just come back tomorrow. You're in at 53.64 and a half. 53.64 and a half. 53. Oh, you're in from way up there. That's pretty nasty. That is pretty nasty, I must say. Oh, we didn't even get into that gap. Right here. What's your downside, Leon? What's your downside objective for NQ? Because I said earlier, I don't even know what the downside would be other than that imbalance I pointed out, and we're already there. So, I mean, what would it be? I mean, are you swinging for the fences here? Are you trying to go for the 37s or what? What are we doing? I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but you said you were short, so now I'm gonna ask. What's your target here? Oh shit, you know what? You reminded me, SPY. SPY has low resistant lows here, because this morning on the ETF side, we did not take Friday's low. So we have that too. Oh shit, you might be right. That low equivalent would be here at 53.40s. You trying to hit a home run today? $53.50. Okay, I can see that. Ricky's short from 19106. 19106. Oh yeah, that's way up here. Dude, you guys get fucking killer entries, man. I didn't do a lot today. Shorted Dow, fucking broke even. So I'm just like, all right. I'm like over it, you know? I'm over it. 53.50 is market open. Equities open for ES. I don't have any of my shit showing, do I? Okay. Oh, you're short. Are you, Ricky, are you short from the PM session open? Hmm. You know what? This doesn't surprise me either. Midnight New York is here. Equities is up here. I mean, down here, excuse me. And then PM session is up here. So we're pretty mixed as far as where the session opens for there. S&P rallied big time. That means Dow probably did too. Yeah. Right? So now that we're here, we need to see what we're going to do. If this rejects that, maybe creates an imbalance on the way lower, that might be the short to go lower. If not, if I'm wrong on that and we just continue higher, I would not be interested in shorts. And yeah, you're right. There is a small set of equal lows here, but there is also equal highs there too. So you got to be mindful. But honestly, I'm surprised this didn't trade into the gap right there on that 15-minute time frame. I would have at least expected that. What can you do? Yeah, so even that 15-minute ran up there and then closed right there. So I'd probably give this like 3 or 4 candles and see what it wants to do. And I'm sticking to my idea. Either this is going to rip lower to go down here, or I'm wrong and this is just going to go higher. And I have no interest in, I would have no interest in trading Dow if we drift higher. None whatsoever. Because it's hard for me to justify longs when we have lows here. So if it's going higher but we have lows, I'm not going to do anything with that. Going to the gym at 1. Nice. I meant to touch on that earlier. I totally forgot. Yeah, I feel pretty good, man. I did yesterday was Sunday, right? So it wasn't Sunday. It was Saturday, dude. I had did over like 230 something curls. I fucking lost count. After like the 7th set of 30, I was like, yeah, I'm not keeping count anymore. So yeah, that was fun. But man, let me tell you something, dude. Man, I woke up that next morning. Thought I was fucking dead. Thought I was dead. But I feel good though, man. Feel healthy, you know. I think I lost like 5, maybe 6 pounds in the last like 2 weeks. So I feel pretty good. Feel pretty good about it. You know. Then I got stopped out in profit. GG's. Yeah. half of my position is gone and the rest is break even. Yeah, it's usually the best way to do it, Ricky. Make something on the day and then, you know, fuck all on the rest, because, you know, you're either going to break even or make something. So you see, chat, look at this. All right. Do you see why earlier I said we have two lack, like what, why do we have lack of wicks right there? Look what we just traded into. You see that shit? That's why I said I don't know if this is going to be our high of the day or not, because of shit like that. It's these little nuances, these little things like that that make you go, I don't know, man. I don't know. And then it whoop, right up there. It's not a surprise, you know? Unless you've never seen it before. You're like, oh, well, what the fuck? Why are we going higher, dude? What the fuck? It's like, well, what formation did we have here? We didn't have a formation that I cared for or that I would trust to be the high of the day for the indices. And guess what? ES just made a new high of the day. Nasdaq, not so much yet, at least. I mean, it's a pretty sizable up candle. And then Dow, yeah, didn't close lower on the 15, I think we talked about. And then now we're higher, and I'm not interested in shorts anymore. So Ricky, are you long now? I think you said a minute ago you bought it up. Are you still long? No, Stephanie, for real, I felt dead, dude. Not that night, but like the next day, you wake up and you're just like, whoa, my whole body hurts, you know? But it's a good feeling though. Like it's not like a bad thing, but it's just like, yeah, this sucks. But sometimes you got to be healthy, man. Anyway. Let's go visit the dollar real quick, see what it's doing. So you remember, I don't know, at what point, I don't know I said this, but one of you brought up the fact that we might trade lower for dollar. And I said, if we trade lower for dollar, that might help fuel the indices to go higher. So you do kind of see that. Not the same volatility, though. Definitely not the same volatility. But it just kind of goes to show when intermarket aligns like this. This is kind of how, like earlier I said, I think it's high probability that Dow could go lower. I opened with that. I stuck to that idea. I said, or I'm going to be wrong. But did you notice the things that I said while we were looking for it? Dollar might trade lower. That might push indices higher. That was one thing I mentioned. Another thing I mentioned, that's why I say these things, is I'm not sure if this is our high of the day. I don't see a formation that I would trust. Plus, we have those lack of wicks right there. What's the downside for ES and Nasdaq? Don't know, right? So you can have a direction, right? You can have a directional bias, but if you can prove the opposite, that might not be worth putting money on, right? Or like trade management, for example. Like say for example's sake, you shorted here and then price went lower. All right, great. But we were watching this and then we decided, oh shit, well, other indices are a little bit lower. Nasdaq or Dow might run this high. So would you want to keep open risk, or would you rather go break even and then just get stopped out break even versus taking a loss? And I'll take a break even 10 times out of 10. So that 15-minute looks a little bit more like a stop run. You see that? How we just kind of yoinked up there? So ES is higher, Dow Jones is higher, Nasdaq isn't, and we'll just have to see. But yeah, for me personally, I think it's best to probably just walk away. I don't think I'm going to do anything here for the PM session. And went short going in 11:45, robbing the bank. Yeah, Ricky. Yeah, I don't want to ruin any surprises, but I did mention in the Discord that I'm working on something cool. So no spoilers, but I think Ricky is the only one who knows what that is. So in due time, you will know. But for now, it shall be a secret. But we are working on some cool shit. Ricky's out with that push up. Yeah, I'd probably concur with that. I don't think I have anything else for you. That was it. That's all I had today. So obviously that was not our second leg. I thought it was. I guess not. And that just kind of goes to show you too. I'm not always right. I'm not always right. Sometimes I either get it wrong or sometimes I'll take a break even. It happens. And that's just part of the process. You know, one thing I'll say here too in closing is what will help your career tremendously as a trader isn't just getting those big wins, but it's in managing your losses too. You know what I mean? Because if you have big wins but big losses, you're not going to go anywhere. But if you got big wins and you can keep those losses small, you know, then that the math is going to work itself out. Can Nvidia help with the bias? I think it can help with Nasdaq, sure. I'm not exactly sure what the weight is. It might even be the highest weighted in stock for the Nasdaq. I'm just not entirely sure. I don't know. It depends. But if it is if it's the most heavily weighted stock, then yeah, there's going to be some not lead lag, but there's going to be some correlation there for sure. I mean, just backtest it. Like, go to an Nvidia chart and then overlap the Nasdaq and then see if there's a high correlation. I'm pretty sure there is. All right, I'll tell you what. We'll see how this candle closes on the 15-minute. Because that's also going to be the 1 hour close too. And then we'll probably hop off of here. You've been using it at the equities open and it's been helping? Oh, right on. Ricky, do you have a video on that? Let me take a look at something real quick. If you guys could do my boy a solid and subscribe to Ricky's channel. We need to get them subs up. We got to get them subs up. So if you guys could do that for me, please. Ricky's a good dude. He's a good dude. He's got some videos on there. They're a little long, They're a little long, but they're there. They're there. So it's a 20 level too. 38,920. Little 20 level there. Nasdaq's the only index who hasn't traded higher in the PM. That might be noteworthy here. S&P definitely is. Look at that wick too. Dow is here, and Nasdaq's the only one who hasn't done that. So that I would note that. I don't think I would take any trades off of something like this, but I would just have that for your notes. Like screenshot that. Screenshot your chart with the 3 indices on it, and then just see what happens at the close of business today. I don't know if that's going to be, you know, I think it's noteworthy. I don't think it's trade worthy, if that makes sense. That's all I'm saying. No, Ricky, you laughing, but like, bro, I've been educated for like 5 years now. I don't even know how long. It's been so long. And the rise of TikTok and the rise of social media, like shorts and reels and stuff, has really just murdered the attention span of most people. Like, real talk, bro. Like, that's why so many people make YouTube videos now that are 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you know, stuff like that, to try and explain concepts or trading models and stuff like that. And you really don't see the 1 hour, 2 hour videos as much anymore. It's because people just don't watch the long form content anymore. Their fucking brains are fried. They got TikTok brain. You know? That's all I'm saying. People are way more likely to watch a 5 or a 10-minute video, maybe even a 15-minute video, than they are like an hour, hour and a half. Dude, I got some streams that are 3 hours long. You show me one person that went back and watched an entire 3-hour stream. You show me one. Show me one, you know? It's like people just don't do that. Your goal is 30 minutes after the 100 days series. Well, what you can do, we'll just have like an open creator discussion here. What you can do is like what I did with my YouTube short, my Instagram reel, is you can cut out all the in between. Like, for example, I said earlier, well, this might be a stop run, but now we're here. It's like, oh, well, this might be the stop run then. Let's see how we close, and then, you know, whatever. And so all that gyration, if we do go lower, you can just cut that out and fast forward to the end, you know? So yeah, that looks like a stop run on a 15-minute time frame. So yeah, we'll end the stream here. That's the last thing I have for you. We might trade lower. So that's what I'll leave you with, but just be careful. You know, that's all I'm saying. Just be careful. So not a trade recommendation, not a trade idea, not financial advice. But we'll cut it here. So y'all be good. Don't forget to subscribe to Ricky's channel. We got to get his subs up there. You guys are pretty good about that. I don't know about liking the stream. You guys don't really like the stream all that often, but you know, you guys are pretty good at subscribing at least. So if you guys could do that, that would be wonderful. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. So go do that. But yeah, y'all be good. Go watch some of his content. Subscribe to his channel. We'll be here same time, same place tomorrow on Tuesday the 11th for another live stream. See you guys then.